KC at Jax. When will the Chiefs offense make a jump?
Yeah, so, well, we were saying before the show, right now, it's kind of like, when are they going to make a jump? Because my big thing is, and everyone's big thing was kind of like, well, they're going to get Travis Kelce back and things are just going to be fixed again, right? And as we saw, like, well, no, not necessarily. But also, I think the Jags defense did come very ready to play.
Yeah.
I think it was just, one of them, and it's kind of like instant rivalry after last year. So maybe that's part of the reason, just a very tough defensive game on both sides. But I think regardless, you want to see the offense explode more in this. However, let me just do some counting here real quick. Bro, 11 different people caught a pass, though. So the offense still's got some creativity.
I think you're forced to spread the ball out when you don't have like a dominant guy outside of Kelce.
No, absolutely. But it's like, and you know what? Regardless, you won the game. A win is a win. Yeah, I think they're going to figure it out. I just think the real question is, more than anything, when I like try to think, it's like, is the offense ever again going to be like, but that's what's so weird is like, is it's like, I guess what we're going to really, the real question is kind of like, is it ever going to get back to like that Tyreek Hill explosive level again?
No, probably not,
And it's
unless
like,
they get some guy like that.
yeah. And so it's like, now it's an interesting situation to monitor. But like you said, when's it going to happen? Well, it's going to happen next week, right? I mean, like if there's a time to get right, it'll be next week. And if anything, they don't get right against you guys, I think it'll be the biggest telltale sign of the fact of how much more behind the chains things are than we think, or if things are like where, okay, they're going to be just fine, and they put up 50, 45, and you guys will be like, okay, it was just, they were slipping, they had to get right. It's very indicative, I feel like,
They
this,
need to
how they
put
play
50
you guys.
on. They need to put 50 on the Bears. Like, if they don't, I don't really know what to say. Like, the Bears defense is horrible, and Matt Nagy was the head coach here.
Well, I'll say, here's my thing too, though. Again, talk about with the sample size. Week one again, against the Lions, we were saying to ourselves like, oh, everybody, the narrative was like, oh, the Lions defense can be really good this year. Is the Lions Geno Smith literally just carved the shit out of them. So it's like, maybe, just maybe, the Chiefs are going to struggle even against terrible. I don't want to say the Lions defense is terrible yet, but against bad defenses still. Like,
Yeah.
it's definitely going to be something to monitor.
Yeah, so basically what I'll say for this game, I'll keep it not too long. Like you said, great job distributing. Tony looked better, but the wide receiver core still has a way to go. He's got to clean up. Tony fumbled in this game. It seems like there's always an issue with him, but the skill players made plays when they need to. Justin Watson has been decent for the Chiefs, but it really makes you think what the Chiefs will be like post Kelce. And I know this was brought up like week one, but this game really made me think about that. I like the run plays they ran. Nothing was too crazy, but they could throw the defense off. The O-line isn't bad, but you can tell they're not in sync. Like, the O-line just looks kind of off, right?
No, definitely just a little. I think, again, that's something that'll keep coming together more and more. But
Chris Jones and Carl Loftus played great. They really disrupted the game. Jacksonville's got to fix the running game. They got to fix it. Christian Kirk being their wide receiver 3, though, deadly. Lawrence, quick getting the ball out. Ridley's good. Evan Ingram, great. They couldn't score in the red zone. There was 4 touchdowns that they almost had that they just couldn't get their feet down. And it's like, this game would have been so different. Like, I don't know what's going on. They got to fix that. The O-line needs to drastically improve. Like, Walker Little is the only guy that is doing anything positive on that Jags O-line, and they couldn't push the ball downfield. They couldn't. Like, they only had 2 passes completed past 10 yards, and it was so just tough to watch. And you really hope they figure this O-line issue out, because the Jags could be a top team in the AFC. Their defense made great leaps. So, yeah, pretty much all I want to say is they need to fix that O-line, because Jacksonville can play with anybody if that offense is clicking.
Oh, really showed it. This was, I mean, absolutely. I'd say, well, that's all I was thinking about when I was watching this game is I'm like, Hunter's take about the number 1 seed very clearly was like, it could be accurate if the offense just wants to show up and do anything, because the defense has shown that they're making jumps. Like, they're willing, they've made that, like, they're made that jump. They're going to be a much better unit this year. But then over here, yeah, again, it's like the offense. My main thing is, and I don't want to call it a concern yet. It's not going to be. I think that he'll come back at 8 catches, 96 yards, whatever, a touchdown this week, and I'll forget about it. But Calvin Ridley, only 2 catches, 32 yards. After that week 1, it's like,
Yeah, it was kinda tough.
You know, I want to see him get incorporated more. Let's keep the snowball rolling. Like,
I think he will in time.